Super NFL Championship season, everyone. Of course, we're legally obligated not to say the actual name of the event we all know is happening, like some kind of weird capitalist Voldemort. More on that pure evil in a second. The big game is upon us, and you know what that means. 3 hours of unabashed consumer worship intermittently disrupted by a mediocre football game. So if you're like me and your Dorito commercial didn't make the cut, your only real rooting interest is in whether Budweiser finally has the courage to bring those hilarious frogs back. Please? Here's the good news. You don't need to care. In fact, you shouldn't care. And I'm here to help solidify your righteous indifference with a comprehensive and totally official cracked Super Bowl preview. We could say that, right? Man, stupid. This year's big game is between the defending champion Seattle Seahawks and the perennial contenders, the New England Patriots. This Sunday will be the first Super Bowl clash between these two teams, but they've collected an impressive 9 total appearances between them over the last 13 years. Sounds like a pretty good game, right? No, it isn't. Honestly, don't say shit like that if you don't know. There's no rivalry between these teams at all. Sure, they've played a couple of times, but never memorably. A fact that has become painfully obvious as sports pundits spent the last week and a half discussing whether the Patriots were using slightly deflated balls in their AFC title match instead of previewing the game.
It is the sports world's whodunit.
According to Crack's entirely scientific guesstimations, the deflated balls made about, I don't know, 2.5 points, I guess. 2.5 point difference. They basically stole most of a field goal. Unfortunately for their opponents and for everyone just waiting for a good reason to hate New England in general, the Patriots won by 38. That is several field goals. Even the Colts players have pointed out that the floppy balls are an insignificant detail. So they cheated. And they prospered, and they didn't need to do any of it. Why? Because the Patriots are objectively and obviously evil. Let's start with their quarterback, Tom Brady. He is the NFL equivalent of the American dream. Drafted in the 6th round, he basically started in the Patriot mailroom until he pulled himself up by his cleat straps, replaced the starting quarterback, won 3 championship rings, traded in his pregnant actress wife for a supermodel, and has spent the last 13 seasons being the definition of a class act. Whoa, ho! He's throwing F-bombs on network TV.
Microphones didn't pick up the audio, but you don't need closed captioning to make out the word he repeatedly shouted so angrily.
Dude, you are down by 5 points and you've got 2 minutes. You are gonna be fine. Plus you married Giselle, bro. You are the secondary breadwinner in your household. You got a license to chill. And not the bullshit Pepsi one from the 90s.
So everyone's smarter with their finances.
This psychopath routine has to be against the NFL bylines, right? Isn't there a standard NFL issued all shucks face for losing quarterbacks? Yeah, that one. So anyway, Brady is crazy apparently. A fact we probably should have realized when he suffered a comprehensive meltdown during an interview about not being an insurance salesman.
I don't have to be an insurance salesman, you know?
And then there's his coach, Bill Belichick. He's the guy who's wearing the clothes and scowl of your dad 5 days into your family camping trip. Belichick is widely heralded as a football genius, and people fall all over themselves, talk about how great of a coach he is, he's a mastermind, he's a strategist. Well, you know what he's really good at? Cheating. Belichick has a history of cheating accusations from his first ever Super Bowl victory in 2002 to as recent as last week. Some of the highlights include being accused multiple times of stealing team signals, actually being caught filming another team's practices in 2007, for which he was fined $500,000, which is the largest in NFL history, allegedly using illegal plays and formations in this year's playoff game against the Ravens, and deflating balls for however long that's been going on. And the best part, he doesn't even need to cheat. It's almost insulting how little faith he has in the actual talent of his team. The Patriots are really good and have been for over a decade. So, why, Belichick? Why do it? Because he enjoys thoroughly up your team, that's why. He is a slobby Nazgul on the sidelines hunting down another goddamn ring. He is the Vince McMahon of real sports. Anyhow, remember those deflated balls from all the time now? The Seahawks also have them, except they got theirs from steroids. Ha! Good one, me. Since Pete Carroll took over as head coach for the Seahawks in 2010, they've had 9 drug-related suspensions, 6 for PEDs. That is the most in the league by a wide margin. In 2013, one of their cornerbacks, Brandon Browner, was suspended for an entire year, which means he was at least a 3-time substance abuse offender. He eventually left the Seahawks and then just sort of fell off the map because he was pinned down as a steroid user. I'm kidding. He starts for the New England Patriots now. But fortunately for Pete Carroll, the NFL doesn't vacate NFL championship wins. You may not remember, but Pete Carroll failed his way upward into the NFL after destroying USC's entire football program. He had a national championship vacated because he violated NCAA recruitment rules. This led to a 2-year ban from bowl games, 4 years of probation, and a loss of football-related scholarships just as Carroll was getting hired by the Seahawks. Their running back Reggie Bush had to give back the Heisman Trophy to the NCAA, where it was presumably melted in front of his parents' eyes. So if the analysts are right and HGH testing is going to be the nuclear winter of the NFL, it's probably time for Carroll to get promoted to commissioner, right? It is. That's what this video is about. So in summary, both of these teams are evil. They are the football equivalent of Darth Vader facing Emperor Palpatine, except unlike Return of the Jedi, the audience never gets the satisfaction of watching them both die. Spoilers, I guess. But honestly, if you haven't seen Star Wars or know anything about this football game, you're doing America wrong. And you know what? This is the championship we all deserve. In a year where the NFL's leading stories are domestic abuse, child abuse, murder trials, and drug suspensions, doesn't it seem fitting that the two teams vying for the championship are both cheaters and villains? Isn't this the exact cathartic matchup for this season? So, thank you, NFL, for being narratively consistent. Thanks for giving those of us who have no reason to care a justification for our contempt over those who do. And if your buddy who loves football starts lording his football knowledge over you at the party this year, just summarize this information to him. That'll go well for you.
Thanks for watching whatever that was. Hope you liked it. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click like if you didn't know that that was a possibility. And in the comments, if you could list maybe your 10 favorite videos from Cracked, and we'll make a playlist for you. I'm sorry. That's okay.